to Horror Hour.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour, the show where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, George, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Yutaka
Hello.
and Liam.
Hi.
At this point, Ben, we're just lucky if we don't even know if he's alive or not. So anyway, today we are going to be talking about the upcoming calendar, which of course, in this day and age of COVID and everything, is obviously TBC. It's always TBC. And I think most of these films have already moved about 6 times. So obviously at the point we're recording this, these are when these are supposedly coming out. So don't come back in 4 months and go, well, it didn't come out, did it? You were wrong. Because I'll block you. Anyway, we're going to go off today. We're going to try and do it sort of in release order. Obviously, we can't cover all of them. We're just picking some of the main ones that we are aware of or that are definitely coming out. So we're going to start off actually with Fresh, that was released on Thursday at Sundance Film Festival. Now, Yutaka, you're actually attending online Sundance Film Festival, but you hadn't heard much about this film.
I didn't know it. I wish I would have, because I would have bought tickets, but it's already sold out for the second screening. But just from seeing some folks online, it's gotten some decent praise. So, well, now I want to see it. So I'm really pissed.
It's always the way. What about you, Liam? I hadn't heard this film until I was looking at the slate.
I hadn't heard of it either. But the little synopsis or whatever it is, sounds interesting. Dating is a horror, so a horror film about dating sounds right up my alley.
And Sebastian Stan's in it as well, which is quite interesting. So I would definitely be willing to see this film. And
is this the one? Where he got naked?
No, that's the Tommy and that's the whatever her name is.
No, I know he gets
Pamela
naked
Anderson.
in Tommy and Pam.
No, that was a different film. That's already out.
This is how Liam remembers films. It's just if the main male character is naked in them or not. And then
no, I don't discriminate. I like it when the women are naked too.
This film is the directorial debut of Mimi Caves. Again, so she's obviously a newcomer into the directing world. Cast is interesting, as it says, the horrors of modern dating, seen through the eyes of one young woman, defiance battle to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites. Maybe he's a cannibal.
Oh, maybe it's a vampire story.
Maybe, oh my God, maybe they're rebooting Twilight and they didn't tell us.
I'm not commenting on that.
Anyway, I mean, I don't think there's much to say about this film other than I think we're all, it's peaked, other than it's piqued our interest. And we'll keep an eye out for it, and I'm sure we'll see it. And if it is good, I'm sure we'll review it as well. But we'll keep our little eyes peeled on, even if it's not good. I mean, we reviewed Paranormal Activity, for God's sake, and that was trash. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we're heading to February the 11th, or the 11th of Feb, with Fear. A much-needed getaway and celebration weekend turns into a nightmare due to the contagious airborne threat. Oh, too close to home.
Right? Oh God.
I love these types of films. One of my favorite films, and I didn't realize I watched it recently. I mean, it is also kind of a comedy, but it is quite dark. Is Cabin Fever, the original Cabin Fever, not the new one they did recently, which was really quite gross when it came out. I remember my parents when it went to see it in like 2004 when it came out in the cinema, and they were like, obviously I was too young, and they were just saying like it was a bit, gross for the time. Like, but I mean,
it's an iconic film in my opinion.
100%. So I'm all about contagious airborne threats. So I don't know that. I mean, it seems like the cast: Joseph Sicorio, Ido Goldberg, Annie Eisenberg, Andrew Batchelor. I'm not know if I'm familiar with much of their work, but who actually is the
T.I.'s in it. I mean,
So we'll keep an eye out for this film anyway, and we'll keep you updated if there's any more and interest. And let us know in the comments below of the two films you've mentioned already, if you've heard of them, if you're excited to see them or not. We want to know. And if you know any more information about it, give us the goss, guys. Give us any more goss you've got. But moving on to a film that I think we're all kind of excited / interested about / one that's going to be kind of a big deal, I think, will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new Netflix movie. They haven't dropped a trailer yet, right?
They
They
have.
have not.
I thought they dropped a teaser with the back of him.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, like a teaser.
But we
Sorry.
haven't seen a full trailer. I mean, Netflix, I suppose, I wonder if they will. I mean, I suppose they do for some of their movies. They do drop a trailer, but I see it's usually closest to the time, isn't it? So we'll see.
Yeah, they'll probably do it like maybe
Yeah,
a
but we
week or
are
two
very
before.
close.
Yeah, but remember it got disastrous test screenings.
Yeah.
I remember Ben talking about it. So, but I'm
about it.
excited because at least from the images they've shown, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And
because this is a direct follow-up to the original, right? This is doing a whole Halloween, and what they're all doing at the moment.
Yeah.
A requel.
true. Yeah.
So I mean, I like the
Yeah.
Texas. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. Well, when I say that, I mean I like the original, and I liked the two remakes they did in 2003 and 2006, and then they did a couple of other films. I wasn't 100% like. Was it 2013? They released the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then they released Leatherface in 2017, 2018. Those I wasn't a big fan of. But I'm always open to a reboot of this series. I think Leatherface is iconic.
Wait, so you don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2? With
The original.
Well, there's the original, but then the actual sequel that had like Dennis Hopper.
No, I'm sorry. When I said, I mean, you're talking about the 19. But when you're talking about original, I mean, you're talking about the original sequel, not the remake sequel.
I'm talking about the franchise as a whole now, like since you were mentioning other
Yeah, I mean, I do like it, but I think it was very difficult to, like Ben always goes on about, and he goes on about this video that he's watched
capitalism,
all the time, about how it's all about blah blah blah. Yeah.
Purpose,
and you can never make a good sequel to it. But I just think that, I mean, I think Leatherface, out of all of the horror franchises, though, I think his series is has been one of the weakest in terms of all the films when you look at them as a whole, as a franchise. I think I thought the first one was brilliant. The second one I did enjoy, but then I didn't really care for the rest. And then I really liked the remakes. And then they made those other remakes, and I kind of thought, to me, those two remakes they did in 2003, 2006 were some of the best horror remakes we've ever had.
I did like the Jessica Biel one.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the one that really kicked off so many because one, yes, that was fantastic. And two, it just became this box office hit. And suddenly people were like, oh, wait, maybe there's actually something here for just remaking films in general, or giving something like to update a franchise. I mean, because we've had some, but like, because we all remember the disastrous Nightmare on Elm Street.
I like that film.
That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. But I think that one was like just a bona fide hit, and Jessica Biel was fantastic in it. So I'm actually very excited about this, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the story is telling. It says that it's about friends who build a new business venture in the remote town. So I'm wondering if it's going to be sort of a version of like gentrification, similar to how Candyman did it, whereas they're trying to move into the, this backward town and trying to, build a boutique or something. But I don't know.
Shit's creep through the eyes of
literally,
Leatherface.
yeah.
Jesus.
That could be the vibe. But no, I do agree. I'm excited, and because I haven't seen much of it, I can't really comment on it yet. But I am really looking forward to it, and we'll definitely be covering it. Yeah, I think it'll be a good one. I think it's one of out of the whole list, it's one of the ones I'm most looking forward to. There's a couple of others, but it's definitely in the top there.
Mm-hmm.
Liam, anything you'd like to add about Texas Chainsaw before we move on?
Just bring back Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Please don't. With that, we're now going to move on. Now, the next one I've got, which is one that Yutaka added. So, Yutaka, maybe you can talk us through this. This is Master, which is due out in March. Tell us about it.
Okay, let me get prepared. Sorry, because I'm really excited. Guys, I just woke up. So, sorry. But Master did just premiere last night, the 21st, at the Sundance Film Festival. And basically at an elite New England university built on the site of a Salem-era gallows hill, 3 women strive to find their place. Gail Bishop was just instated as Master, which is the dean of students, discovers what lies behind the school's immaculate facade. And then we have also the story of the first-year student, Jasmine, who confronts a new home that is both cold and unwelcoming. And then we have a literature professor, Liv Beckman, that collides with colleagues who question her right to belong. So just to give you like a quick review, like I'll be quick. It truly is 90 minutes of sheer terror, in my opinion. I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic for the characters. And just, I mean, the first few minutes, you already know that this is going to be a very, like, horror doesn't necessarily have to be bloody, violent, or anything. It's just something that is terrifying, something that scares you. And literally, when I say it's like 90 minutes of racism, microaggressions, isolation, wanting to be seen, you don't feel like you belong, and it's just done so well, and it's acted beautifully. Like Regina Hall was incredible, same thing with Zoe Renee and Amber Gray, and Amazon picked it up, so it will be coming out in March. And I do think this is just one to watch. It was just fantastic. It made me think, George, you remember VHS 94 when I was talking about how Storm Drain, like, just, like that's what this kind of did in terms of like my anxious state. It was just so good. And it just just the racial terror, honestly, there was just so many visceral reactions that it garnered for me. So I give it high praise and really urge everyone to see this when it comes out in March on Amazon.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. This is one to watch. I mean, I hadn't heard of this film, so I'm quite excited that you've been to see it and you're able to kind of give us that insight. It sounds really interesting. It's definitely something that I'd like to watch. So we'll have to, when it's released, we'll have to have a little review of that and see how we're all feeling. Liam, anything on that? Agreed?
No, yeah, just agreed. Yeah, looking forward to it. Like, I love Regina Hall, so, and I will watch anything she is in. So it's an added bonus that it's a horror. So that'll be nice, even though it's not obviously scary movie. Like, it would be nice to see her doing like an actual horror rather than like a skit of a horror.
Yeah, she's done several dramatic turns, and I actually love when she does. Yeah, no, that's what I think so great, because she also does comedy so well. But damn,
she's good in this.
Really good. All of them were.
There we go. We'll keep an eye out for that one. And then sticking into March and moving on to a movie that me and Liam reacted to the trailer for. This is X. This is the new film which stars Jenna Ortega and Mia Goth, as well as Brittany Snow, Kid Cudi, Martin Henderson, Owen Campbell, and Stephen Uri. And this one, we were interested by the trailer, I would say. We were intrigued. And Yutaka, I'd like to know your thoughts on this, because I know obviously you weren't able to join us, but I'm sure you've seen the trailer since then. I'd like to know what your thoughts on the trailer were before we kind of go on to that.
It was creepy. I didn't know what the hell was going on at first. But it looks like a lot of fun. Looks like it's going to be very bloody too. So, I love gore. So,
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely interesting. There seems to be a lot that it's like taking from, in a sense, like I don't know if it was Liam or me, or we both came to the conclusion that it kind of gave like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with The Visit.
yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, because you came up with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and I came up with The Visit.
Yeah. But I mean, it definitely looks interesting. And as I said, I'd be intrigued to see, obviously they're shooting an adult film. So I would be interested to see how the use of that footage, the found footage aspect, because if it's found footage, I'm interested to see how if they use that for horror purposes, or if it's just like they are just making a film, and if it is more just standard shot like in a normal movie way. But I'm definitely interested to see, and I didn't realize it was coming out so soon actually, until when the trailer came out, and I was like, I feel like I hadn't heard this film until we watched the trailer. And I'm really excited because after watching Scream, of course, Jenna Ortega was amazing in that, so I'm really looking forward to seeing her shine again in this, and I think it'll be a good one for sure.
Isn't this from A24 as well?
It is from A24,
yeah,
and we know that they bring crazy shit. You think you know what you're watching with an A24
yes.
film, and then they go, no, that's incorrect. Here's what you're watching. You're like, Jesus. So no, I think we can all agree that one's going to be an exciting one for sure, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Most definitely.
Can't wait. But we've got to move on to Yutaka's favorite film. The film he won't stop talking about. No, I'm joking. I mean, I am looking forward to it. But Yutaka, tell us.
Well,
it is, of course,
fuck off.
The Black Phone. Yutaka, go.
I feel like I'm attacked this episode. But yeah, this is actually my most anticipated. I mean, Scott Derrickson is a phenomenal director. It's coming from Blumhouse. He's reteaming with pretty much all the folks from Sinister. You've got Ethan Hawke. It's based on a short story by Joe Hill. C. Cargill is back, in the writer's chair as well. And it just looks freaky. And I believe it takes place just from the trailer, like in the 70s, kind of, back at a time where, it wasn't safe for your kids just to be like walking about. And this is, just a supernatural horror where obviously it's in terms of a child abduction. And then it's more about this kid trying to free himself, but there also just happens to be a phone that when he does pick it up, he does have a connection with previous victims. So you can expect that there's going to be definitely trauma in this one, in a sense. Like it's emotionally, this is probably going to be a difficult one to watch, but I'm also excited because of that. And when it premiered, I think at Beyond Fest, it got universal praise. Like everyone that has seen it has just said great things. And I mean, I'm a little biased because Maggie Levin also worked on this. So come on, but I am really excited about this. And I think it's gonna just shock everyone. I think it's gonna have really great. Excited. I also reacted to the trailer, and it just gave me, well, until recently, Sinister was the most scientifically the scariest film, if you remember. And now I think Host has taken that crown, which is also really awesome. Yeah. But that's why when I saw the whole reteaming, I'm just like, ooh, it's really going to get under my skin. And so I'm excited.
No, definitely. I definitely think, I know I joke about it, but I am looking forward to it. And I think it will be definitely an interesting one. And it's something new as well. Like you said, Yutaka, it's new ground. And I think and that's something that he's done in the past with stuff like Sinister. So I do think it'll definitely have its place. And I am looking forward to seeing what that is. Liam, what about you?
Yeah, I'm really intrigued. The trailer looked fantastic. Ethan Hawke looked creepy as shit.
That mask.
Yeah. So yeah, it is something that I'm really intrigued to see. I was gutted when it was pushed back because of Omicron
COVID.
before, obviously.
Anyway, so June 24th, Black Phone.
So June 24th. It looks really good. It is a shame that it got postponed. But yes, it is something that I'm really looking forward to.
No, agreed. Well, moving on to July 22nd here, we've got Nope, which is, of course, the new Jordan Peele movie, which, again, not much is known about this film. I think he's only released the poster, and obviously we know the cast, which is really exciting. I love me some Keke Palmer. So I love everybody else who's in the cast, but Keke's hilarious. And I think I'm really excited to see the blend of horror comedy, which I think Jordan Peele does well in his films. Obviously, he's obviously got that comedy background, but he's able to bring so much more to it. And yeah, I'm super excited. This film could be about anything, but I'm pretty sure most people are going to go and see this movie.
Yeah, I don't need to know shit. Like, Get Out was amazing. Us was amazing. All I need to know is he's making a new film, and I'm there. Like,
agreed. Yutaka?
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I was just already a fan of the cast. Like you said, Keke Palmer, she's been in a couple, well, obviously Scream Queens, but she's also been in some other horror films, independent horror films that are really great. But you've got Daniel Kaluuya, who I just really enjoy, and then Stephen Yeun. And I always kind of gripe about this, but I want to see more Asian Americans in horror, and we don't get to see that as often. And well, we are now, and so it makes me very happy to see him, part of the lead cast. And yeah, so for me, I'm just really excited about that. But yes, Jordan Peele. I don't know if I give us as high praise as Liam, but I'm still really excited.
Yeah, agreed.
What's wrong with us?
A lot of people don't like us. I didn't mind. I preferred Get Out, but Us was really interesting. But
I will say, Lupita Nyong'o gave one of the best performances that year,
agreed.
Hands down. And the fact it was snubbed all around is disgusting.
Yeah.
So I will the performances were great. I just had some issues with some of the story. That's all.
All right. Well, we'll move on to The Bride, August 26th. I think this is a British film by the sounds of it. It says a young woman is courted and swept off her feet only to realize a gothic conspiracy is afoot. And it's starring Nathalia Emmanuel, aka Missandei from Game of Thrones, who I love. I think she was brilliant in Game of Thrones, and I'm glad to see that she's getting some more recognition off the show. Because
to be fair, even though the Fast and the Furious films, the shit is great in them as well.
Yeah, exactly. She's really good.
Is.
And Game of Thrones cast, for some reason, just had a really bad. I sound like Grace Randolph now. They just haven't. Most of them haven't found their footing outside of Game of Thrones. Like Emilia Clarke, I love her to death, and I'm like, oh, hopefully now she's in MCU, we'll get anyway. But that's another thing, and then get on to everyone. But yeah, it stars Nathalia Emmanuel, Thomas Doherty, Stephanie Cornelison, Hugh Skinner, Sean Pertwee, who I love. Sean Pertwee, he's amazing. I loved him in Gotham. He was the best. Alana Bowden and Courtney Taylor. Now, I love I love a conspiracy. I love gothic horror. So a gothic conspiracy sounds exciting as hell to me. Let me tell you. What do we think? Obviously, not a lot there to go on, but
I think whatever it is, Thomas Doherty's going to be bad. As in, he's going to be the bad person.
Oh, I totally see
just look
George
at him.
crying at this. I just feel like this sounds like something George is going to react to and just cry. So I really do believe that. And I wouldn't say that about all the Game of Thrones cast. I mean, Peter Dinklage is still quite popular, getting roles and winning awards. Just saying.
I think Peter Dinklage was more famous before he came on the show.
Yes, he was.
So whereas
he really was when they nabbed that was a big win for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like the cast of Game of Thrones that were made because of Game of Thrones that have unfortunately had the issues.
That's valid. Fair. Yeah.
But to be fair, she was already famous as well because she came from Hollyoaks.
Yeah, she did. And to be fair, they've all just ended up in the MCU.
What the fuck is Hollyoaks?
Yeah.
Hollyoaks is a British soap.
Oh,
Like EastEnders. I did watch Formaldehyde. Anyway, we're moving on now to Salem's Lot, talking about remakes, talking about reboots, talking about... Liam, you sound excited about this. Go on, tell us.
I am really excited.
September 9th. Do you like Salem's Lot then?
I loved the miniseries. Even though it's trash, I loved it. So I'm really excited to see what they do with the remake.
This is going to be a film, right? This isn't... And it's James Wan is
Yes.
producing.
Yes, with Gary Doberman directing it.
Damn, okay. So it's definitely got... It's got legs. It's got legs. Do we
Sure,
think it will be
yeah.
more successful? What do you think? Talking about here, we've got Texas Chainsaw and Salem Lot in the same year. Which one's going to do better?
well, see, that's a little difficult
Texas.
because Texas is going to be on
Netflix.
but I believe
Netflix.
Salem's Lot is actually going to be, a theatrical release.
Oh, okay.
And also, I mean, it's got Alfre Woodard, and I adore her. So I'm actually really excited because I do remember the miniseries, and yes, it was trash, but it's so much fun. It's just kind of camp. I don't think this will be. Well, I don't know, because James Wan's producing, and we all remember *Malignant*, so which I love. But you never know with this. Then I guess.
No.
So I'm excited because I also do love when they bring Stephen King books to life.
Yeah.
There are some really great horror films that, Misery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
surprised they haven't tried to remake that yet.
I hope they never do. They shouldn't. It's so good.
Yeah.
But then
Aren't they trying?
That's true.
I can imagine it being in the works. Yeah.
But Needful Things is another one I really loved.
Yeah.
So I really feel like this is probably going to be just, I feel like it's going to be good, like fantastic. And again, James Wan,
I have faith. I have faith that they will do it justice.
I really do. Yeah,
like,
same.
The book's good. As I said, the miniseries, it's crap, but it's real camp. It is enjoyable, but it might be one of them things where it's one of them films that you watch when you're younger, so you don't pick up on the nuances, and you just, once you're older, you start realizing, well, you enjoy it because you watched it when you were younger, but it's not that good. So I'm excited to see where they take it, how they adapt it, and bring it into the now.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be a good one,
Add
definitely.
some camp.
And
That would help.
No, I agree. And September is definitely, this is when things start to get spooky in life. We're getting into the autumnal fall season. So yeah, I think it's coming out. I think it's coming out at the right time.
Pumpkin spice lattes.
Love me a pumpkin spice latte. Talking about pumpkins, this next movie I think is going to be. It's a film about trauma.
It's a movie about trauma.
It's a movie about trauma. The movie is about trauma.
The 2018 movie obviously was a movie about trauma.
The whole last movie. They made a movie about female trauma. Well, it's nostalgia, but it's nostalgia based on trauma. Generational trauma, family trauma.
Generational trauma.
Generational trauma.
Generational trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Trauma.
Generational trauma. Yes, of course, it's the movie that we've all been waiting for since the first one, because the one that we knew the one in the middle would be boring. It is, of course, Halloween Ends, which is currently filming at the moment, I believe. I thought it had finished filming, but apparently it is filming. I thought they did both at the same time, but maybe COVID stopped that.
Yeah, no, we were incorrect. It hadn't even started. It just started filming. So you and I thought it was, but Ben was actually correct. It hasn't started filming. Well, it hadn't at the time.
They announced, but as part of the announcement of we're making sequels, part of the announcement was we are making sequels and we are shooting them back to back.
But I think it was pre-COVID, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
But they'd finished filming before COVID even kicked off.
No, they actually just started filming Halloween Ends. Yes, we were incorrect. Ben was right for once.
Oh my!
God damn it!
Don't say that.
I know. And I wouldn't say
I know.
Halloween Kills was boring. It was entertaining, but it was filler.
Yes.
We know that. I'm excited for this. You know, I think Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 2018 was just fabulous. And obviously somewhat sidelined in Halloween Kills. But I think that was part of, because Halloween Ends is going to be just obviously the grand finale. And so I just love seeing Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. And I enjoy that, how they brought her back, and generational trauma. But I think she just does bring some nuance, but also some of the best acting in horror. I mean, I truly thought she did a great job in 2018. And I love Andy Matichak, and we'll see what happens with Judy Greer. I know she's soon shooting some scenes, but we know what happened at Kills.
That was the most annoying. I was so pissed off when that happened. I was like, you didn't need to go back in there. Anyway, but no, I'm looking forward to Halloween Ends. I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be, and I'm hoping it'll be a fitting ending to the franchise that will probably get rebooted in 4 years. So I am looking forward to it, and I think hopefully we get to see more of Jamie in, as I say, in situ. That'd be great, because yeah, like you said, she was sidelined, and I hope that she just becomes a bit more likable as a character. I know it's about trauma and things, and she's obviously going through a lot, but like, she just kind of annoys me. So I'm really looking forward to Halloween Ends, and yeah, I hope. And also, we're getting Miss Real Housewives is coming back. She's popping back in because she was the best thing about Halloween Kills. So
because she survived. No one saw that coming ever. Oh my god, who knew that was happening? And she already posted a photo, and the bangs are back. And it automatically made me think of Scream 3. But
and she was actually fairly good, like I was pleasantly surprised with what the performance she gave, considering, you know, that she hasn't really acted in years. So
she does the Real Housewives.
Yeah, that's
the whole thing is acting.
All right, but I mean, she hasn't done like dramatic acting. She's not. She hasn't done.
She's not an actor.
No, she hasn't done the Shakespeare. Liam, what are your thoughts on Halloween Ends?
I'm looking forward to it. Like, I didn't mind Halloween Kills. Like, I didn't have a like. I feel like everyone had like a really visceral reaction to Halloween Kills. But I didn't mind it. It was exactly what I thought it would be. It had good concepts. They didn't like obviously pull them off as well as they could have. But they still did well. So yeah, like, I'm excited for it. It ends the franchise. It puts like that stopper on Jamie Lee Curtis, the Laurie Strode part of the story. I just wish they'd killed off our granddaughter instead of our daughter.
oh,
Yeah, agreed.
damn.
The granddaughter is so fucking annoying.
So annoying. It's like really just like she's got no likability factor at all.
None. And let's hope there's obviously more characters in drag this time around.
Disagree with
because
that.
It was like really heartwarming to see a male character in drag and just be a hero.
Oh yeah, it was nice to see that representation. And that for us is the main bulk of the movies that we have currently release dates or release months for. Let's just quickly whiz over a couple of films we've got that have recently either been that we know are coming out or have been greenlit and things like that, just briefly before we finish off. So of course, well, we've got a film and a series of a franchise that one person in this room adores, one person has only seen the first one, and another person has seen the first four. Ladies and gentlemen, Hellraiser is a thing that's coming back.
Listen, you little bitch.
No lie, you like that series. How's that a negative connotation to you?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's the way you framed it. just because you didn't like the first one or understood the concepts or appreciate some of the practical effects. So, and also Liam also went on to enjoy, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting it, the third and the fourth one. So also, I love Cenobites. I think what they're going to do with Pinhead in the film is going to be awesome. And then we also have Clive Barker coming back to help out with, you know, the series. So I am really excited for what we're going to see with Hellraiser. So.
But these are two, the film and series are both on two completely different, like,
yes,
they're two
platforms.
networks. Yeah. One's Hulu, right?
Hulu and HBO Max.
Right. Like, and which
so
one's
for
which?
us in the UK, that'll be Sky and Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yeah. But which one's on which?
The film's Hulu and the series is HBO Max.
Okay.
So Clive Barker is with who wrote the book. He is with
the series
HBO Max.
Yeah.
With the series, and then the film is separate.
The one that's cast female
Pinhead, yes.
Which I love that actress, so I'm excited.
So that's one that definitely will be interesting. But one I'm so excited about, because I love this franchise so much, is Final Destination 6. I have been waiting for this film for so long, and the fact that it has finally been announced is glorious. And the production who are now the people who are behind it, the director, I'm really excited for this film. What do we think? Final Destination 6. Are we happy?
I'm happy. I always like the Final Destination films, even though they always put me off things that I enjoy in life.
You enjoy driving behind log trucks?
Well, no, I don't enjoy driving behind log
sunbeds.
Trucks. But I had to stop going on sunbeds, which, as someone with psoriasis all over my body, is a very bad thing. I now fear being on roads, where prior I didn't mind being in a car. Now I'm terrified, not just of log trucks. My imagination has like moved on from that. So it's not only log trucks, now just lorries in general, because all I can see is, well, them doors are going to fly open. Something's going to come crashing out and kill me. Roller coasters, won't go on roller coasters anymore.
Really?
Like,
that's a shame.
Just so many things. So yeah, but I'm still excited. Let's see what they can ruin for me now. Coffee. Please don't ruin coffee for me.
What about you, Yutaka? How do you
advice I have left?
Well, we saw who they said was going to be writing it.
Yeah.
Guy Busick.
Yes, which is super cool. And directing, of course, is Spider-Man. I think it seems like a great team they're putting together so far. So I think with writing and directing like this, I think we are in for something exciting. I would be interested to see if they're gonna reboot it or if it's gonna be Final Destination 6. It's been a long time. All I ask, if by any chance Guy Busick is watching this video, somehow he has found his way to this clip, please make sure that Tony Todd is in this film. That is all I'm asking. That's all I need. You can do whatever you want. This film, you can do anything. I do not care. But if that man is not in this film, there's going to be an issue. But I trust him. I mean, he did an amazing job along with James with Scream. So I can't see it being, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. So I'm super excited. But yeah, I agree. I'm interested to see what they do next. I would really like to see, I suppose it wouldn't have Tony Todd. Well, it could be a different character, but I've always wanted to see like a Final Destination set in the past. Like I'm talking like, could you imagine like a Victorian Final Destination?
Oh,
like, do you know what I mean?
Or there wouldn't be much to put me off because all of the Victorian shit's gone. I'm happy. I'll have that. Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like it would be like something. I think taking a twist on it that isn't seen before. Because I remember watching a concept trailer, because I love watching concept trailers for films that haven't come out or ever been announced. Like I was watching Scream 5 trailers for 11 years that were just remake, that were just people's films. But there was one that they did like on a like on a big ship that was like in the like Spanish Armada or something, and it was like the pole like came down, and like I'm always interested to see what the opening. We talk about, you know, the openings of films, obviously nothing will ever beat Scream, but you always kind of are interested in looking forward to when you see in Final Destination film, what is that opening sequence going to be?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm intrigued to see where they go with that and what happens. But Yutaka, any more thoughts on Final Destination 6?
No, I think I'm really excited. Again, yeah, John Watts is directing, Guy Busick writing. I think that's a great team. I can't wait to see what they drum up.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
We will see. We shall see. And carrying on with the remake theme, we have 2 remakes here. We've got Silent Night, Deadly Night remake and Anaconda remake. So what do we think about these 2 films? I think Silent Night, Deadly Night will be fun.
Have you seen the original?
The original, yeah. And I think
that dude was hot. So but Silent Night, Deadly Night, that is a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
I'm excited because yes, I mean Santicide, who doesn't love that? Death by Santa.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Are you excited, Liam?
And technically they've already had a remake.
Yeah.
Somewhat of a remake, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, I mean, that was a movie that committed to killing a bratty kid who deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they very rarely kill kids in a sense in like horror films. This one got the cattle prod and everything. So, but I'm really excited for this remake. I would love to see what they draw.
You heard it here first, kids. Yutaka condones the murdering of children by Santa.
It makes sense for the story, though, doesn't it? I suppose because Santa's all about kids.
I know, it's just funny.
Not just like serial killer.
I would like to see how they handled this. Whether they're gonna obviously like stick really close to the original and just make it a remake. Are they going to try and update the premise for the now? Are they going to try and go highbrow, lowbrow? Like, where they're going to take it? Obviously, we know nothing about it. It's just been announced. So I would like to see what the ideas are behind it before I say I'm excited or this is trash. I want to see where they're going. However, I'm not excited for the Anaconda remake.
No, you don't want Jennifer.
Because I want Jennifer Lopez.
She could come back.
I highly doubt she would.
I like a taco.
I love that Anaconda. I thought that was I really enjoyed that film.
Yeah, it's another one of them 90s films that's quite shit, but it's it's one of them ones where you watched when you're younger. So now that you're older, you're like, well, I watched it when I was younger and enjoyed it, so I'll continue to enjoy it, whether it's shit or not.
Like Snakes on a Plane.
I remember when I remember when Anaconda came out, obviously. I'm old. I remember seeing it in theaters. I actually snuck in. And I remember that theater was packed too. Every seat was filmed, and it's been a very long time since I can remember people were actually going to check people's tickets to make sure they were supposed to be there. And so the group I was with, we were in the very middle, and obviously because the theater was packed, they weren't going to check so they only checked the folks on the aisles. It was, I enjoyed it. That was camp. Especially when the Anaconda spits up John Voight and he's like,
and I didn't realize, obviously watching it as a kid, I watched it again maybe a couple of months ago, and I was like, the CGI didn't hold up to when I was watching it, I was like, this is a real snake. How did they get this snake to do this? And then now I'm like, is this the same film, or if they am I watching something else?
The CGI, it doesn't hold up now, but back then though, it was a good film. Yeah. And I still actually enjoy it.
No, I agree. So we shall see. Up next as well, we've also got The Collected and Evil Dead Rise as another couple. What are our thoughts on these? I have to say, I don't know anything about The Collected. But I am looking forward
Oh,
to
that
Evil
is-
Evil Dead Rise.
I like so it is the third one. It's a sequel. So you've got the
Yeah, is it the one
collection,
the
collector,
the collector.
and the collector does some
collector,
Yeah,
collection, collected. I don't
that.
know if we're getting the collected though. I thought that there were some production
Only it's-
issues.
That's why it's just in the.
I don't know if it's going to
announced,
continue. I
but-
think it like they were either in the very beginning stages of filming, and then obviously I think COVID, and then I think there were money issues. I don't think we'll see it, which is unfortunate, because they were bringing.
That's a shame.
Wow, that
Can't wait to
killed.
go back to sleep. Yeah, thanks for killing the
Wow.
vibe, dude. But yeah, I would like to see it. I just don't know if we'll get to, which is unfortunate because I like the collector was great in my opinion, but the collection was so much fun. It was so violent, so gory.
Yeah, I loved both of the films. And I have been patiently waiting for a third. But obviously if they're being assholes and not giving us them, yeah, see what happens. Again, it's part of the it's announced, we don't know what's happening list. So we can hope, we can pray, we just don't know.
Yeah. And Evil Dead Rise?
I love the Evil Dead series, and Bruce Campbell's back.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with that, because I don't know if anybody ever saw Ash versus the Evil Dead. That was so much fun.
A lot of fun.
That cast was incredible, and I loved all the callbacks and even some of the original. I think they brought back the original actress who played his sister. I mean, yeah. So Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, agreed. I'm looking forward to it. And I think as well, they're releasing an Evil Dead game soon with Ash, which I think is going to be so much fun. I've seen some pre-stuff for it, and it looks like, so it'd be great if everything kind of like come together and you can have a big moment. Because I think, yeah, Evil Dead's one of those franchises, or it's just the originals, where like it's scary, but it just goes crazy ass bonkers, and you love it for that. But I did enjoy the 2013.
Oh yeah, from was it Fede Alvarez?
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one as well.
That was
a
great one.
Like it, but it was gross.
I think. Well, yeah, that's what was so great about it. Like that was like that made your skin crawl or made you go like, oh. But I think people didn't like it mainly because they thought it was excessive gore, and I'm like, have you guys not seen the Hostel series? But okay, this I felt was a really great remake, and I think actually critics enjoyed it. I just think audiences, I mean, they didn't show up for it because it wasn't the box office hit it deserved to be.
Especially Jane Levy. Like Jane Levy's performance in that was fantastic.
Yes.
Brilliant. So, but no, I'm looking forward to, and same as you, Evil Dead Rise, I think is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Liam, any final thoughts on Evil Dead Rise before we move on?
No, just again, looking forward to it. Nothing really more I can say. Interesting concept, so see what happens.
Well, let's see. Moving on, we've just got two more left. One is Dashcam, which of course is Rob Savage's new movie. Of course, he killed it with Host, which blew up like there was no tomorrow. It came out at the right time. It was a new concept. It was better than those terrible Unfriended films, and it just made it work. So I'm really looking forward to Dashcam. This seems, again, like I've spoken about this before, huge fan footage movie fan. So I always love when they can bring new concepts of found footage, to the genre. So the idea of Dashcams, there probably has been indie films that have done this before, but I don't know if there's been, a major movie like this that has kind of done Dashcam horror. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be awesome. And I think it had some really great reviews on the festival circuit as well. So I'm looking forward to it. What about you guys? Yutaka?
Well, first off, I'm just gonna Yeah, I know. The first Unfriended was actually really good. So
Yeah, it was fine. The second though was
Dark Web was shit.
Yeah.
And I think Ben loves that. So go
Oh,
figure.
can I just say, side note, I don't know if you'll ever remember this conversation we had on here. We were talking about, I think it was found footage, and we were talking about these types of films. And I was talking about a film that I had watched that was about, like, that was found footage about somebody watching you through your webcam or something. And then we were all going, oh no, it's Unbreakable, or it's not Unbreakable, it's called Undetected or something. And we couldn't, and I for the life of me was thinking this film didn't exist. And then the trailer came up the other day, and it's called The Den, and it came out in 2013, and I'd recommend watching it. It's about this woman who, the Den is like Omegle, and she's like making all these new friends on it, and then one of them is this killer who is making people watch them kill people. Anyway, sorry, I just had to get that out there because we'd mentioned it in the past.
Okay. Yeah, no, I loved Host. Host was fantastic, and like you said, the commitment to all the actors and to the director, like, it was just so good. So I have very high hopes for Dashcam. I will say I've heard mixed, but I think that's because I want to say Yusuf saw this, but I'm excited though.
Liam?
I couldn't give a shit. I don't like found footage things. I don't like Dashcam. I just don't like them.
Liam has been given some real hot takes recently on this show.
Yeah.
There's been some severe, me and Yutaka have had talks outside where we thought maybe we should just have him killed. So
I don't like found footage.
Yeah,
style
and my mum
films.
doesn't like them either.
That's a shame because some of them have been really good. Wait, because obviously, I love VHS 94, but I know but you didn't enjoy The Visit?
No.
Like, that was wow.
And have you seen Hell House?
No.
I have not.
I would recommend watching that and let me know your thoughts.
If it says it's found footage, I just don't watch them.
It is, but it's good. I just
I'm just saying, next.
And did you not watch VHS 94?
No.
His ass didn't.
Oh my God.
Anyway. I don't watch found footage films.
Fine.
You know what, though? Hold on. Because I would say there's a lot of films that George has recommended to me that I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. Turns out I liked some of them. Others, yes, were absolute shit. But, he's got some good takes. And
I'll put it in perspective for you. I don't even like the Blair Witch Project.
Like, you are so crazy. You're crazy, actually. You actually are insane to do that. It is very odd behavior, and that is very weird. Like, I'm telling you, I swear, it is very weird. I'm just letting you know. Okay.
Anyway, let's try. That's up there with thinking Sidney Prescott is boring, so we're going to move on. Let's move on to our final movie of the list here, which is a film that's been in development for I think about 15 years, and that is Orphan First Kill. This is a prequel to the Orphan movie, something I loved the original Orphan film. I thought it was a lot of fun. Great twist, which when it came out I didn't see coming, and this was gone before the time, thankfully, of the internet when it was in its major zone. So that now, if that film had come out, that would have been on Reddit within seconds of the script would have leaked.
Yep.
So I was, missed those days. But anyway, it was a great film. Vera Farmiga, that was one of the first films I'd actually seen her in. And I just became obsessed with the woman since then. But of course, she's not in this one. But we've got a great cast. Obviously, our Orphan is back. And I'm just super excited. So guys, what are your thoughts? Orphan First Kill? Are you excited? I think it's been pushed back to, I don't know. That's why it's not on our list.
It was supposed to be coming out in
January,
4
right?
days, 5 days, 6 days, 28, Jan 28.
This next Friday, it was supposed to be out.
Yeah. We looked because I created the list of what was coming out. I didn't check. It was just on a list, so I put it on here, saying it was Jan 28th. And then obviously prior to us recording, we had a quick check, and obviously it has had its release dates removed. and they're just not there. So fuck knows what's happening with the film. But I'm
At least we know it's done filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
at least
ready.
at least we know it's done. It could just be a case of a random streaming service drops it at any moment, or they could be like, all right, well, we've found a hole in the calendar, we're going to check it out now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it. Like, I love Julia Stiles. So
loved her in the Omen remake.
Yeah. I liked her in that. I liked her in the Bourne films. I liked her in Hustlers. So yeah, I'm excited for Julia Stiles. And I liked the first film, so I'm excited to see what they do with this.
This film. Yutaka?
Yeah, no, same. I'm really excited. We keep saying that about a lot of these films, but
we are excited.
But yeah, I truly did enjoy the first one, and yes, I agree, George. The twist was just so good, and you're right. Back in a day and age when it was so hard for things to be spoiled, so it's always and I want to talk because I purposely try and spoil shit for myself all the time. But yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, we know. Well, the one twist, I'm curious if they're going to throw us for another loop or something. So that could be really, really enjoyable. So,
yeah, I agree. I'm interested, like you say, how you do a movie when the twist is already out there, like it's already been said. So how do you, knowing that, is it maybe you can get more in depth on the character now?
I would like to see that.
Because you already know that, so that's not hiding. You can really get into her mind and things, and that'd be really interesting. So yeah, I'm intrigued, like you say, to see what it throws at us. But whenever it comes out, I do feel after when you said that, Liam, I do feel it may be a streaming movie. I feel like
it could end up like that.
It wouldn't bother me if it is. I mean, I'd be great. I still will watch it regardless. I'd definitely go to cinema to see it. But I do, when you take it back, I do think maybe it could be a streaming film, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye out on releases, and I'm sure there'll be an announcement soon. But that brings to a close our discussion of the 2022 calendar. Of course, that's as we are recording this today. Things could change. Movies could be added. Horror movies, they have a quick turnaround. We could get a new film that is filming right now that releases in October. So
there's a whole bunch actually at Sundance. I just can't remember all the names of them, and I haven't got to see them. So I'm going to still try and get tickets if I can.
I'm sure. We believe in you. You will find that. Well, quickly then.
There is another film. So sorry. Oh my God. Chloe Okuno's The Watcher.
Ah, yes.
I did watch that as well. Yes, that just premiered. There is not a release date. That premiered last night also at Sundance. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that. But I think it's because they didn't have a Q&A, so they didn't. I don't know if it's if it's been picked up or I think we'll find out this week since they have another Q&A with Chloe Okuno and possibly the cast. So I'm hoping, because stylistically it was fantastic. I could see some not enjoying the story because it's somewhat predictable, but the acting and just the technicality of some of the shots, it's oh my God, it's such a gorgeous film. So gorgeous. And I enjoyed it. So I love a good cat and mouse horror thriller. And I like Mysterio killers.
Yes. We'll keep an eye out for that one then. Added in at the end, but I'm glad you mentioned it because, we love Chloe's great and I'm excited to see that film. Okay, quickly then, and I just want the title. I don't want any explanation. What is your most anticipated film of 2022? I'm going to start off with Nope. Yutaka.
Black Phone.
Liam.
Sounds like.
Okay, there we go, guys. Let us know in the comments below what your most anticipated film of 2022 is, along with what you think of the current slate that we have, what you're most looking forward to, or give us your top 5. We're interested to see. Let us know in the comments below. As always, if you missed an episode, don't forget to subscribe. You can click that notification bell so you never miss an episode. There's always, as well as the normal podcast, we have also so many different videos coming out, interviews, reviews, all sorts of things. So make sure to keep an eye on the YouTube channel if you're only listening on our pod to this. And yeah, of course, our merch is available. It is great. You should look at it. It's fun. It's in the link in the description below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, because we keep lots of updates. We tweet lots of things and it's a lot of fun. So thank you once again for listening or watching wherever you may be. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you then. Bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.